How's it going? Nice slacks. Thanks. Hey, Mrs. Green. I didn't forget about painting your fence Saturday. Once I get started, it won't take very long. Tom, we still on for mini golf Sunday?
I think it's safe to say we all had role models growing up. Abraham Lincoln, Miley Cyrus. For me, it was Tobey Maguire, until I found out he poured drinks over the heads of waitresses and told them to bark like a seal during poker games. And DCAU's Flash, voiced by Lex Luthor himself, Michael Rosenbaum, who gave the character the most naturally chill and likable personality ever. You could tell he wouldn't pour drinks over. Flash wasn't especially likable in his first appearance. In Superman the Animated Series, he was a cocky jerk who needed to be humbled, and because he wasn't voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, he sounded kinda slimy too.
Don't worry about me, pal. I got more than enough heat to burn your sorry.
So this version doesn't really properly begin until Justice League, where he's again an impulsive comic relief.
I had dinner with 2 women at the same time, because I'm a stud.
Who for some reason has a van, but he also becomes the heart of the team. On Christmas, Wally spent all of his time getting a rare popular toy for some orphans.
Come on, it's tradition. What's it gonna be this year, guys? A video game?
And his brutal sincerity convinces his old nemesis, Ultra-Humanite, to aid him after their fight.
Just give them the toy and take me to jail.
As a result, to thank his pal, who's in prison for the holidays, he gives him a little tree.
It's very nice. The guard will show you out.
One which Humanite doesn't show any overt affection for, but sits and smiles with his little lights on, while Flash smiles far away. We'll never see Ultra-Humanite ever again, so presumably this act of kindness stopped him from monkeying around. This moment to me solidifies everything that makes Wally West so provocative in the show. His kindness is very unpretentious and is a consistent detail throughout the entirety of the show, from holding a small child as they grieve Superman's supposed death, to stopping Wonder Woman from killing Toyman, to hugging Shiara before she leaves. Wally West is a simple guy who's a superhero because he just simply likes people.
When we come back, I'll try to get with him. Get to him for an interview.
He's like if Ned Flanders got superpowers and didn't have anger issues.
And as for you, I don't know you, but I'm sure you're a jerk.
Therefore, when he died in an alternate universe, everyone, including Batman, turned into the Justice Lords. They became fascist rulers.
Jeez, he's a total babe. Like the entire track team at once.
There's a common sentiment that DC is boring because where Marvel heroes are broadly ones that you relate to. They deal with money problems, often live in real cities, and become alcoholic. Therefore, their feats of strength are given meaning by their contrasting flaws as people. Obviously, this is a broad simplification. Characters like D-Man, I'd argue, is very abstract and inspirational, whereas DC heroes are ones that you look up to. So their feats of strength are coupled by whatever abstract ideals they symbolize. Wonder Woman represents truth, Superman represents justice, Batman represents the American way.
I'm buying this hotel.
As a result, their personalities can often be pretty simple. You don't really get big DC events where heroes fight each other due to their personal differences and politics. They will often fight evil versions of themselves or big imaginative high concept ideas. But Flash shows us that this doesn't have to be boring, or better yet, this isn't boring, because sincerity is enough.
I can't believe you're not into him, Marla.
Okay, now you're off.
DC is a likable world where the prevail of goodness and hope is a literal metaphysical rule, where the heroes can be simple, but within their straightforwardness, they can become especially charismatic. DCAU Flash to me is like the ultimate example. He's a simple guy with simple wants. He lives in a simple apartment that's tiny with nothing but a cardboard cutout of himself. And instead of being sad about it, he sees the bright side.
Isn't it great? Low maintenance fees, and there's a laundry room on the same floor.
He lives in a crazy world where the most unfair things can happen, but that doesn't stop him from thinking about others. His responsibility isn't weight dragging him down, but is something that's lifting him up.
For a creep that claims to personify human advancement, I think you'd know what it means to pass along goodwill, especially to kids who need some. I'd like to think they'd grow up to pass that goodwill on to others.
A not unworthy aspiration.
So as long as he can cheer up those around him, he himself will always be cheerful, never disappointed, never trapped.
Flash, what about the new museum? It got destroyed in the battle, and it was our biggest shrine to you.
Well, at least I got to be on TV, and you know how much I like that.
There's a Justice League Unlimited episode that not only highlights this, but is something that I love so fucking much that it's almost therapeutic for me. It's the one where his rogues team up to ruin Flash Appreciation Day, but whatever happens, Flash is never personally hurt, because he's too busy looking after everyone else. He pulls Batman out of his shell. Instead of beating Trickster to a pulp for information, he negotiates by offering his attention, and after his museum is destroyed, he makes sure the people around him don't feel hurt on his behalf.
The bad guys went down and nobody got hurt. You know what I call that? A really good day.
In a lonely world often devoid of community, Flash stays mentally healthy through the power of not his speed, but from all the bits of kindness and attention he gives. Therefore, his own world is never dark nor foolish.
I don't understand.
No, you don't.
Another episode I want to highlight is when Flash and Lex swaps mind and pretend to be evil in order to learn of the bad guy's plan, which involves not washing his hands and self-obsessive posturing.
What? You gonna wash your hands? No, 'cause I'm evil.
The point I'm trying to stress here is that there's a simplicity that, if embraced properly with superhero characters, that can be very, very powerful and provocative. They can be interesting, not just through exploring their flaws, which is great, but that's only one avenue. There's also their impact as people, and the instructive answers they provide by simply displaying a model life, a model way to do things. A model life that is not aspirational in its superpowers, but in showing the personal healthiness of simply being kind and being a pleasant person. Where if you can help, you should. That's what made this version of Flash my childhood hero, and why I always go back to him whenever I'm feeling down. He's a reminder that smiling at someone not only helps brighten someone else's day, but also your own.
Bye, Wally. Later, Rick.
Take care.
Later, Margie. Have a good one. Later, Tony.
When did it fully hit you that this current stage of your life could be characterized as videos that you've put tons of work into, where you discuss comic book and fictional people in highly empathetic deconstructive essays that thousands of random strangers watch for them to only comment first on? If you asked me this during COVID, where all I did was make videos to 2 AM, I'd give both an irritated grunt, but also like a really grateful, I can't believe anyone's watching this. Now in 2022, and I've done this for like 4 years, consistently, I think it's absolutely hysterical. I don't know, I've never really felt like a YouTuber before, like ever, and that's one of the only things that will make me feel like a YouTuber is seeing the first comments. I also tend to archive a lot of people's more heartfelt comments where they talk about how the video talking about trauma really helped them and stuff, and that's very, very touching. Powerful stuff.
An improvement, wouldn't you say?
I kind of liked it when he made the poopy noise.
Oh, that is just wrong.